Hey guys, Zach Ginn here, Flip with Rick. Today I'm going to go over the number one thing you can do to help make more money on your flips and wholesales. Guys, Zach Ginn here. So it is a nice beautiful afternoon here out in Florida, and behind me I am in a wholesale that I just did. We bought it 4 days ago, and in 4 days we got it all done. So I'm going to show you a quick tour of the home. If you look behind me, there's some unique things with the property. It's got these see-through police interrogation doors. Very interesting. But we honestly put $2,000 into the property, and that's it. And if you can look here, most of the money we used was in paint. So I'm going to do some commentary on some before photos, show you some after photos, and I'll explain to you how I made the decision of renovating the property.
Hey guys, so right here is the front of the property. This is obviously the before. And what you can see here, obviously, when we purchased the property, it's going to need some paint. So if you can actually look at this property, do a little analysis per se on it, you can see a couple things that are pointed out here. So first of all, you can tell that there's obviously a carport. There's no garage here. This is actually a 3-2 concrete block home in Florida, and it was built in 1960. So it's an older home. It's obviously pretty unique. When we bought the property, it was a motivated seller, and that motivated seller wanted to cash the property, and we got a really good deal on it. So I'll give you more of the backgrounds on that later, but let's point out some things on the property. So right here you can see on the top left, there's like a little ring, from Amazon, those little camera things. We actually got that when we bought the house, so that's a plus. But obviously this peachy color, it's like a pink peach, sort of brown. It looks disgusting. If you can see in the house on the left, that blue and white one, it just looks way better. Obviously, when I look at this property, most people think, oh my gosh, this is just an ugly house. I don't want to deal with it. When I see it, I see potential. I look at the house to the left of it and think, hey, I can make this house into that for under $3,000, and that's what we did. So obviously, some stuff got cleared out of the property when we bought it. We bought the property for $70,000, and currently right now I'll show the afters of what it's listed for right now. But we had it under $3,000 on the renovation. So what we did, bought the property, that Traeger grill right there, and that little tricycle all left. So it was just the junk there. And what we did was we took all that junk and we put it at the curb for a waste management pickup. The pickup guys come on Tuesdays, and they picked it all up. So, that's the front picture here, what you can see here. Another thing we're going to have to do is just paint, like I said before. But if you see the soffits up there, that's obviously going to need some painting too. So, it needs some work, obviously some landscaping too. So let's turn over to the next slide. Hey guys, if you look at this next slide here, this is obviously the driveway. The driveway right here, it's pretty nasty, I would say. It doesn't look too good. It's going to need some pressure washing. Pressure washing is very cheap. Most guys, I tell them, our students, that you should probably just do it yourself if you're wholesaling in the beginning. But obviously, we're going to get a guy, we're just going to pay him to do it, and just going to make that look nice and clean. If you look at the road there, you can tell that there is some cracks on the driveway. It's nothing I'm not really going to bother with it. It's not the best use of my time, but it's on a nice paved road. So, we're just going to get the driveway done. Next is the front of that property here. It's pretty funny. I took this picture here. That was the guy that we have just moving all the junk out of the house. We have like a handyman sort of guy. He does it all for one deal. I'm just busy on appointments all day, so I got guys doing this. But he's taking all the stuff, putting it at the curb, If you can see here from the video earlier that it's got those police interrogation windows. I don't know if that's a plus or not, just take it as you will. But, that's obviously it's just a little weird. But it should help with the cooling. And, if you can look at the front, that whole decorative thing in there, with the little holes, there's some stucco cracks there too. That's going to have to be repaired before we get it painted. And so let's take a closer look on that. So the cracks here, they don't look good. Most handymen can just fix that very easily, just with some putty or something, make it, look presentable, and then paint over it should be good. All right, guys, here is the after picture. It was completely painted, and we got everything done on this property. It looks beautiful, and it was pretty good on the wallet also. So the cost of everything was about $2,000 to pay the dude to clear everything out, clean it, paint, and do the driveway. So $2,000 was the cost for us to just get this all done. I'm gonna show you some after pictures here just to show you what's going on here. But what you can see here is the driveway was nice and clean. The roof looks pretty good, and we used like a tan neutral color with white trim. It really makes everything pop out. We got the lawn mowed. Didn't do much with the landscaping, but it actually looks really clean and presentable now compared to what it was 4 days ago. And it's really interesting because you can walk to that property 4 days ago and think, this is disgusting. There's no way I'd do anything with this property from the exterior. And you go inside, you go now 4 days after, and you say, wow, this is a nice, clean property. So it really makes a huge difference. And another thing we did here was I learned this trick from a realtor. If you take it during like a sunset where the colors look all pretty and stuff, that sunset and the lights on, it really pops out the property and it makes it look really nice. So this is an after front shot. We're going to show you some more shots of the property of the after. If you look here, just the same. The paint looks really nice. The stucco cracks are cleaned out, and the sun's setting little, so the pictures just look great. We're getting a lot of activity on the MLS on this, so we're going to show a quick before and after the paint so you can see. So right here you can see the exterior on this paint. It looks ugly. It's that weird peachy thing. Obviously, there's shutters on the property too. We are in Florida here, and they just keep the shutters there because they don't want to deal with it. And obviously, I had to pay the guy to get the shutters off and put it in the little shed thing I'll show you later. So the color looks really mismatched here too, so that's why we had to change the colors. So here's an after, just the wall, just showing the difference. Again, showing the peach and this tan color. Use neutral colors. There's a screen patio porch in the back here. I'm still using that sunset trick. I probably would have a little more light into it, but I'm not a photographer. I'm a real estate investor just trying to make money here. So, the paint materials really would be $400, $400 or $500, depending on it. We actually had to paint the soffits. So it was actually a lot of paint using the carport too. So if you do it yourself, maybe it'll cost you $500-$600 compared to the $1,500 we spent. But we do multiple properties, so it's not best if I'm out there, painting myself all day. Now we're getting into the goodies of the interior. So right here you can tell there's a lot of junk here in this living room area. It doesn't look good. You can see here those sellers were obviously moving. So we had to get a lot of this junk out of there. They moved the valuables and they kept all this junk here. But this was on their moving day that I came into the mobile closing with them. All that stuff had to go to the curb, and it all got picked up easily. But you can tell here that just the clutter here just makes the property a little stressful and just doesn't look too good. Right here is the after of that living room. It's got that terrazzo floor. It looks a lot cleaner. And you can see here that the lighting looks really good and the interior looks pretty clean. Another trick, guys, is the exterior should be done in the afternoon, but the interior should be done during 12 o'clock high noon when the light's really shining in through those windows, just to make the interior pop well and look really good. Now, it looks a little dirty. It's not the cleanest house in the world, but it's a really nice starter home, and it looks way better than the before. And, us only spending $2,000, it looks really good. Here's the kitchen before. It really cluttered, really nasty. They just left everything in there. Sellers, when they're motivated sellers, I mean, they just do whatever they want and they just leave you the house, especially with these wholesales sometimes. So this is what we had to deal with, all this junk that just had to get thrown out on the curb in trash bags. And if you can see here, what we did was just cleaned it all up. We didn't do anything special with the property. We took all the clutter out, wiped it with some Lysol wipes, and it looks really good considering that we spent nothing just cleaning it up. Hey guys, here's the one thing in your wholesales to make more money here. I was going to tell you this tip. I'm going to leave it to the end here. Clean your air filters, guys. A lot of motivated sellers don't clean their air filters. And you can look in this picture. The one on the right is the one that the sellers left me, and the left is the one that I just bought and put in the property. It had a weird smell to it, and changing that air filter just cleans it all up. It's just disgusting to see the comparisons of these, showing how you can make more money in your wholesale just cleaning the air filter out and using some air freshener. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. It's just another deal we did. Just wanted to break everything down. It's on the market right now for $130,000. We got some cash offers at $120,000. We're really going to push it to the limit here on this property. Try to make over $60,000 on it. Hopefully we can do that. Right now we're looking at 45 to 55. We're just trying to push a little more. This wasn't anything special. This was just from a postcard, not a crazy probate deal, but just showing you can make money on cheap houses. So I hope you guys enjoy this, and leave a comment on what is your favorite thing on the property and what you wish I would have done differently. Thanks.